Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Board Game Geek. I'm at Gen Con 2016. I'm sitting down with Sarah Erickson of Renegade Game Studios, and you've brought us Clank, which you were telling me is a partnership game for you guys.
Yes, we are super excited about this. So we have these friends over at Dire Wolf Digital, and they are actually doing a digital version of us for Lanterns. And they're demoing that at their booth. It's about to come out. It's very exciting. But one of the guys over there had this idea for a board game, and so he completely designed it. He was really excited, but they're not a board game publisher. They do digital stuff. So since we're already partnering with them, they came to us with this idea and said, hey, why don't you publish this board game for us, and we'll do your digital version of Lanterns. So we're super excited about it. The team over there is great, and it's
it usually goes board game first to digital, so I'm glad you hear a little reverse flip there.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no digital version of this available. It's just in a board game, which is, like you said, very unusual, so it's fun.
So obviously this is Clank that you've brought us, so give us a quick walkthrough. What are we trying to accomplish?
So this is a deck building game, and in this game you really want to go and collect as much treasure as you can from the dungeon. And there's artifacts, there's cool little pieces of treasure, but you also want to do it quietly, because if you make too much noise, you're going to be in trouble because the dragon's going to come and get you.
I really hope there's somebody in your booth who's like wearing tons of chains who just walks around to make the sound.
So this is being demoed at the Dire Wolf booth, and they actually do have a cosplayer there with an incredible outfit. You have to go see her. She's very awesome. So yeah, this is an interesting deck building game because you have to manage a few different things. You're not only managing how much fighting you have so that when you come up against monsters you can fight them, you also are managing your movement on the board. So it's really a dungeon delve that uses deck building as a mechanic, which is a little bit different and interesting. The goal of the game is to be out of the dungeon before the dragon gets you, before all of the treasure has been scooped up, because there's only one artifact available for each person, so you have to grab an artifact and get out.
So I know you guys were doing a quick walkthrough of the cards before we started, so give us a few examples of some of these cards, since that is the heart of a deck building game. It's going to be some of the card play.
So we've got some cards like this one right here. So this, as a deck building game, it's great to be able to draw more cards. There we go, get that in there. And this allows you to draw cards, so that would be a wonderful card to have in your deck. But the problem is this also has a dragon on it. So if you play this card out of your deck, you're going to be creating a little bit of noise. It's a really good card, but it attracts a dragon. So you would take one of your colored cubes and put it into
so that represents our noise component.
Yes,
cubular
exactly.
noise.
And at some point in the game, we're going to have to, the dragon will come to get us. And depending on where the dragon is on the dragon track, the rage track, we're going to pull those cubes out of the bag and see who it is that gets damaged based on the player. So you don't want to have very many cubes in there, or else he's going to damage you on this health track. If you get down to 0, you're out of the game. So you want to avoid that at all costs.
Now, how many players does this support?
This one goes up to 4, and 2 to 4, and it takes about an hour, maybe half an hour if you guys all know what you're doing, but about an hour with 4 players.
I was gonna say, sometimes the tricky thing with a deck building game is it takes a long time to absorb the cards, and this is my first time seeing these as well, and as I'm looking through it, I'm getting the gist of these just from scanning this without you explaining anything. So
it's a very intuitive game. Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of decisions to make, but there's not a ton of really hefty rules. You'll get into it pretty fast.
Right, yeah, like, 'cause I'm just, looking at one of these cards thinking, okay, this is going to give me some attack power as I go through and fight things. And
definitely.
A little bit of flavor text there at the bottom just to have fun.
And I really appreciate the artwork in this too. It's really that high fantasy, you're dungeon delving, you've got your thieves and your monsters and your goblins. I love that stuff.
We hadn't really pulled these aside, but we got little... I don't know, adventure meeples?
Yeah, these are your adventures. They're the ones that are going to be going through the dungeon. And there's another cute thing I like about the game. So if you're in the deep, dark, scary part of the dungeon, nobody can help you. If you die down there, you're in trouble. But if you faint while you're up here in the castle portion, then the villagers will actually come and help you out. So you get another chance to come back and do that. So it's a lot more reward down here in the dungeon, but it's a lot more dangerous as well.
All right, which totally makes sense thematically as well. So.
Absolutely. It's a very thematically steeped game.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for giving us a quick peek of Clank, and kudos to the Direwolf team also for having the good idea for you guys to partner together and bring us something analog rather than digital. So
that's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.